Welcome everyone to Entity Dev Hub. I'm Nightsam Development, and in this video I'm going to be going over how to purchase, download, and set up my FPS 2025-2026 FPS game files. Basically, this is going to be a video going over exactly what you should expect, how to set everything up, and what you actually get with my game files. So first of all, it is the exact file that I use in my YouTube videos. So whatever the latest part, for example, here it's video 32. Whatever was in video 32 is what this game file is. I literally just take the game, I download a copy, and I put it on the website. But I do want you to watch this video just to understand exactly what you get, and there is a small issue with animations that you should pay attention to. Basically, let's say you would like to support me by purchasing this file, and I am super grateful if you are. You would go ahead and either add it to cart or buy it now. Then you would go ahead and fill out your information, and you would click Pay Now. Once your purchase processes, you will see this window here. It will just show a confirmation as well as a link to a file download. Now, it might take anywhere from like 30 seconds to a minute to actually appear because game files have to be processed, and it could take a minute. As well as, just in case you do navigate away from this page or you do lose it, you do get a secondary email with the same exact download link, so you can also click that and download the game file there as well. Now, once you've downloaded the file, it will look like this. It will say video number as well as game file after it, and this will be the same exact version of the file that would appear in pretty much any video download for the series. What you're going to do now is just simply double click this file here that you downloaded. Wait for the studio to open up. It could take a minute. Now that my file opened up, I'm going to quickly switch a few things around. I don't need to have output open. I will look around. This is the exact file that I was looking for, the one I purchased. Everything is here. Before we start setting it up, I do want you to go to the File tab here and save it to Roblox. This will just save the game to your account so that it doesn't disappear and all of the changes actually stay in your profile, making the game yours. I'm going to just call it, I don't know, I'm going to write NCD, but you could write whatever you want. Name your game, choose its settings, and go ahead and click Save. Now, it is going to process for about a minute and as well as close and open itself up again. So as soon as it's done, I'm going to see you guys then. Okay, now that my game has saved itself and opened back up, as you can see right here, I do see that the name of it changed as well as it is in my studio. You could also check your Roblox Studio files as well. You should see it there. The first thing we're actually going to have to do is go to the files, go to experience settings, go to security, and go ahead and enable studio access to API services. Basically, this is just a setting that actually is able to use the data stores on the Roblox servers. So save your players' data, their loadouts if you have some, and stuff like that. So make sure you do enable this and click save. Now, let's go over how to set this up. As you can see, all of the maps and stuff is in here, so you could go through those. Everything is exactly how it is in my FPS series, so if you did follow those, you will know exactly what every single thing here does, how to use all of these weapons. But the game itself is set up, so we have our game modes, all of our services, the menus, everything is here. The only issue that we have is about a year ago, maybe less actually, Roblox actually changed the way that animations work. So basically, as soon as I animate a gun, I get an animation ID that runs that animation. And Roblox did it so that animations are now private to your account. So I can't just download and share an animation. I have to manually edit permissions, which wouldn't really work for our system. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to redo them. And I do have a bunch of videos on how to do that. But in this tutorial, I'm just going to show you how to go around that entire process. So basically, we're going to have the game running in like 10 minutes, basically. So all we're going to do is create a blank animation, a fire animation, and a de-equip animation, which is all we need to actually run the game and test it. So you will have a playable project. So this is going to be a base project that you can play with your friends. All of the guns, all of the systems will work. The only thing is you will have to change animations later on just to make the game really your own and look a lot better. So let's go ahead and get into doing those 3 animations. It will take us like 5 minutes max. First of all, I am gonna just hide all the GUI here. Now, I am going to take the model that I use most of the time, which is our primary. It's a Troy Defense AR. It's right here in your workspace, as well as you could also get it if you go to replicated storage, view models, and here are all of your view models that you can use. You'll just duplicate, throw them into workspace, and you can animate them. Now, I am going to quickly move it over here because I don't want it to be in the way of anything. Now, we need to make 3 simple animations. We need to make a blank, a fire, and a de-equip, I believe. So we're going to go ahead and go to Avatar tab here, go to Clip Editor, select our rifle, and we're going to call the first one blank because it's going to be a blank animation. And I'm going to just name it blank NTD just because I reference this video later on. But you can name it whatever. Click the little plus icon, add all body. You don't have to do anything here, just click the 3 dots, go to set animation priority, set it to idle, and go ahead and publish it to Roblox. That's all you need for your blank animation. Publish to Roblox. You can name it whatever you want and click save. And you should get this ID here. Go ahead and copy this ID, close that box. Now we're going to have to swap this ID in. Now, all of our weapon animations are stored in replicated storage modules folders. Basically, the modules are the settings for all of your guns. So all of the animation IDs are for this one, since it's a primary rifle. You go to the primary folder, you find the Troy Defense, your secondaries are pistols, your throwables are grenades, and your melee is a knife. So you'd go to Troy Defense, open it up, and let me quickly expand this. So I'll hide that for now. Basically, all of these green lines are animation IDs. So all of these are animations that we do need to swap in, but there is a couple that we won't touch later on. So for now, we're going to take that blank, those numbers that we just copied in the animation editor, and we're going to paste it for everything that isn't a fire animation or a de-equip animation, okay? So we're going to go ahead, go to our empty fire, just double click these numbers here, paste in the numbers that you copied. And we're just gonna go down the list and keep doing this for every single one. Okay, now that we've filled out our blank animations, we're going to do the shoot. Basically, the reason we're doing this is whenever an action takes place in the code, it runs an animation. If your animation is missing, that action won't actually play. So instead, what we're doing is we're creating a blank animation so the action still happens even though we don't have to do the animation. Okay, now we're gonna do the shoot. Shoot is also super easy. All we will literally have to do is just let's pull this up. We're going to go to main. We're going to scroll all the way down, hold shift on the keyboard, select right arm. And before you move anything, take your slider here and move it like 0.1 seconds. Go ahead and drag it back here. Oh, actually, we're not going to go from main, we're going to go from left arm. Same thing, just drag it back here. As you can see, our first frame saves as that original position. And I'm also going to give it a little bit of rotation just to make it a bit more visual here. So maybe like this. So that's going to be our entire animation for shooting. Move it back a little more. Okay, now we're going to go to our first frame, right click it, copy selected, go to 0.2, and just simply paste it in. So as you can see, here's our shooting animation. I'm going to quickly rename it into shoot. I'm going to set its animation priority to action, and I'm going to publish it to Roblox. Go ahead and save and copy this ID up here. Close. Go to our Troy Defense settings, go to the fire one, and swap in that number. And now for our very last animation, all we're going to have to do is de-equip. So we're going to click the three dots, create new, call it de-equip. We're going to once again add all body. We're going to move our slider again. We're going to probably do it 0.2. And we're going to go ahead and rotate it. So we're going to go from left arm once again all the way down, hold shift to right arm to select all of these parts. We're going to simply, for de-equip, it's just down and to the left. And that's our entire de-equip animation, just this. Go ahead and once again, animation priority to action and publish it to Roblox. Save, copy the numbers, go back to your settings, find de-equip right here, and paste it in. Now, all of our animations for the rifle are complete, so the game will run the rifle, but since we do want the entire project to work, we do have to do this process for all of our guns. And since we don't have that much time, and what you want right now is a working project, what we're gonna do is simply just go from here to here. So copy all of these lines from 7 to 28, or from fire to TP reload anim. TP, by the way, stands for third person. You're going to copy these, and we're simply going to just swap them in for the rest of our guns. So go ahead and open up the rest of them. So these are all of our primaries. So we're going to go, first of all, this one, literally just copy this and paste in the new, or not the new, but these animations that you copied. What will this allow us to do is we'll be able to use all of our guns in game, and then whenever you're ready to just create a custom animation, you will just swap in the new numbers and the game will run perfectly, which is a great way to save us a bunch of time. Now we're going to do the secondaries. There's just 2 of them. Go ahead and do our pistols. This one as well. Okay, now that we've done our pistols, we're going to go to our melee. Go ahead and swap that one in. And now we've completed all the basic ones. Now, we have 2 small challenging ones, or I guess a bit of a different scripts. Basically, for our throwables, so grenades, and in our primaries, for shotguns, we have what's called an animation with a keyframe, which means that for grenades, at a certain part of the throw, the grenade actually has to know when to release. So for that, I will actually provide the animations and give you the permissions to use them. Basically, I will have to go through my account and set specific permissions for those recent animations. So basically, whenever you complete your purchase, you will get an email confirmation of your file, as well as within 24 hours, I will go ahead and email you back with a couple of animation IDs that will look like this. So once I send you these animation IDs, we're just simply going to swap in the numbers for those. I've actually made those animations specifically for you, and you won't have to animate those ones, so you're welcome. So first of all, we'll start off with our frag. So as you can see on this image, we're going to take the very top ID for grenade throw, and we're going to paste it into the fire anim numbers here. We're going to now move on to spaz, and we're going to first of all do the spaz 12 reload start. We're going to copy the ID. We're going to go to just reload anim, this one here, paste in those numbers, and now we're going to go to spaz 12 shell loading, which is going to go into reload shell anim, this one up here. Now we have our grenade working, we have our shotgun working. Now we're going to do crouch, and the thing with the crouch is, since it's a model animation, it's in our framework client, which is going to be in our starter player, starter character scripts. Yeah, starter character scripts. We're going to quickly scroll down to line. Which line was it? Oh, line 124. And just copy that crouch ID that I sent you and just paste it in right here. So now that we have completed all of these steps, we can go ahead and actually playtest our game. So I'll go ahead and play it. Quickly close these so they don't get in the way. As you can see, our menu system works, the intermission works. I'm going to go ahead and click deploy. I'm going to click customize. I'm going to select my Droid Events AR, for example. I'm going to select a bunch of attachments for it. And I am going to go ahead and click select. As you can see, I spawned into the game. We're going to have a map. The map has automatically selected. Everything works. We can walk around, aim, we can fire. As you can see, that the shooting animation that we've just created with you is working. As you can see, it's playing. Everything works. The damage system works. You can join with your friends. You can join with other players. You can publish this project. Everything about it works. The only issue is since a bunch of our animations are blanks, if I go ahead and let's say fire. Now, as you can see, I have 17 rounds of ammo. If I click reload, the sound plays, the ammo resets, so the action happens. The only thing is there is no actual animation behind it. So that's the thing you do have to create on your own, but it is super simple since I do have a bunch of videos on how to do those step by step, and it's a super easy process. So yeah, I hope you really enjoy this project. I hope you go ahead and purchase it and support my channel. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll be happy to answer those, as well as I do join projects to fix certain things if you do have issues. So do let me know if something like that happens, as well as, yeah, welcome to NTD Dev Hub.